welcome to another episode of One on One. It's a show where we get to ask some questions regarding actress and actors' careers and the projects they're up to at the moment. Today we have the very talented and gorgeous actress, Omoni Oboli. Apart from her being a fashionista, she's also a mother and a very talented actress, like I've said before. Now today, we'll be getting to know more about the actress and the project she's up to this 2016. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. So welcome back to One on One. I told you all I had a very special guest today on the show, and it's the very beautiful and talented Omoni Oboli. Now, she's not just a mother, she's a very talented producer and an actress as well. When was your debut in the Nollywood industry? Was it in the thousands, 2000?
Well, my story is not very straightforward.
Okay.
Because I first came into Nollywood as a teenager.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people don't know that part of my story. So that was in '96. That was my first year in uni.
Okay.
And some of my friends had come to Lagos, and they had met some producers, and they came back to school. I was at the University of Benin. They came back to school and they went on and on about their experience and all that. And I said, that's my dream. That's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So next holiday, I'm going to go with you girls, and I'm going to make sure that I pursue that dream.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with them, and then I got a couple of little roles. I think I did about 3 little films, and then I got my first lead role in a movie called Not My Will.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
With I think it was Fidelis Duca. Yes, Fidelis Duca.
Okay.
Yes, Not My Will. So, and then I did another one called Another Campus Tale with Hilda Duca, another lead role. Then I did a third lead role, and then it was just like my career was had taken off, But then I had gotten to my second year in uni, and there was a huge clash between school and acting. And I said to myself, acting is not going anywhere. It's not running away. I don't want to drop out. I mean, everyone was dropping out at the time. It was the fad to drop out. In Nollywood, it was cool to actually be a dropout. But my mom had suffered too much, and I didn't want to disappoint her. So I said to myself, I'm gonna finish school, and then I can always come back.
Definitely.
Well, then of course, I finished school and I got married right after school.
Oh, wow.
And started having kids right after. Actually left Nigeria for a while, and then came back into the industry a decade after I left. Of course, when I came back, I was the new girl.
All right.
Nobody's going to remember you from 10 years before, right?
Yeah.
So, I had to pretty much start all over again. So that's why when people ask me when I started, it's tough because I don't know if I should say the 96 starting or the 2007 or 2006 starting. So it was always a bother for me. I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, you started anyway.
I started somehow.
Yes, yeah. We always see you at events looking very flawless, very gorgeous. Tell me how you incorporate that fashionista side to Omoni Oboli.
Am I a fashionista?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, all right. I didn't think so.
Remember the Sun Awards where you looked totally gorgeous?
Oh, thank you. I try. I mean, you've got to do what you've got to do. It's the industry that we're in, right? Yeah. I don't know if I will call myself a fashionista. I just try to look good.
Okay.
I try to dress for the occasion and look as good as I can look, So that's what I do.
Okay, and tell me what the inspiration came from being a producer now. Why did you decide?
From being an actor to becoming a producer director. I've always been a scriptwriter. Okay. I've always written, right from when I was a little girl. Like in secondary school, I was the head of the Literary and Debating Society. So we had to present plays on Parents Teachers Day and stuff like that. So it was my duty to write, produce and direct plays for the school, even though then I didn't know what I was doing was directing. I just knew that I had to present something and I had to make it happen. So I'd write the script and then call all the students, this is your part, this is how you do it, and you know what I mean? So it's something that's always been there. I used to write novels when I was a little girl, so I've always had that writing in me. So when I came back into the industry, I started to write again, and then sometimes I would give my scripts to other producers to produce. And like I said, no two directors will ever direct any movie the same way.
Yeah.
So I write in pictures, so I see what I'm writing, and then you give it to another director, and it's not what I had in my head when I was writing it, and it can be very disappointing.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, if I want my script to have my DNA, then I'm going to have to direct them myself. So, and I could just have gone into directing because I'd been in the industry for a bit, so I'd learned on the job. You know what I mean? But I wanted to, get a bit more technical training. So that was why I went to New York Film Academy in New York, and I did a short course in digital filmmaking. And it took me almost 3 years to do my first movie.
Okay, and tell me what the inspiration came from being a producer now. Why did you decide?
From being an actor to becoming a producer director. I've always been a scriptwriter. I've always written, right from when I was a little girl. Like in secondary school, I was the head of the Literary and Debate Society. So we had to present plays on Parents' Teachers' Day and stuff like that. So it was my duty to write, produce, and direct plays for the school, even though then.
Word on the street is that you're releasing your movie Wives on Strike.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and we're ecstatic to know or to be finding out more about this movie, what your inspiration was, and why you chose the cast members for this movie.
Well, when I was going to do Wives on Strike, I mean, every day we hear about cases of child brides and, underage girls being married off to much older men. And I thought to myself, it's a topic that people don't want to talk about. Everyone's just kind of sweeping it under the carpet. But I said we need to have this conversation. This was in 2014 because we shot this movie in 2014, April 2014. Oh, wow. So it's going to be 2 years by the time it comes out, in April. And I wanted us to have the conversation, but then I also am of the opinion that Nigeria is very tough the way it is. You have to think about PACN, you have to think about the dollar rates, you have to think about, school fees and, so many things, house rent and all of that.
Tell me how tasking it could be when you're acting in the movie you're directing or producing.
Oh my word. I always say to people, it's the hardest job in the world, period. Nobody can tell me anything else. I don't care how hard your job is, trust me. If you have to produce, direct, and act at the same time, it's the toughest job in the world.
I can imagine.
Sometimes I come out in the mornings and my crew members look at me and they're like, nah, no, you're not the actress in this movie. She doesn't look like this. You look terrible. because we probably shot till early hours of the morning and then I go back to my hotel or to my house, depends on where we're shooting. And I can't go straight to bed like everyone else. I have to plot the scenes for the next day. I have to make sure as the director, then as the producer, I have to make sure everything is ready for the next day. So I probably go to bed at like 3 a.m. and I have to be up at 6 to start again. So it's tough. It is tough. Every single time I do it, I say to myself, why am I doing this? Why? Who sent me? But then as soon as it's over, I want to do it all over again because I actually love it. So it's easier because I love it, but it's a tough job.
It is. So that's it on today's episode of One on One. I hope you had a wonderful time getting to know more about talented actress Omoni Oboli. Well, don't forget to keep up with us on our social media pages. You can check us out on our website, which is www.trybes.tv. Check us out on our YouTube channel for a recap or a reclip of all we've been up to on TrybeTV. Check us out on www.youtube.com/TrybeTV. Also, check us out on our Twitter and our Instagram handles, which is just @TrybeTV. My name is Asaridu. You keep watching Tribe.